This is not a paid advertisement, but this is a review that will basically just talk a little bit about the CHOETECH BH-T01 earpods. Now, they call them the true wireless earbuds, right? So obviously these are designed similar to the Apple AirPods. Right here I have a pair of Apple earbuds with the lightning connector specifically. And you can find these on Amazon, and they are about $30. Now, first of all, what are the main things to understand? They pretty much work functionally exactly like the Apple AirPods do. They have a 5-hour battery when you compare both ears, because basically you're talking about two earbuds that have small batteries, and then you have a 400 milliamp battery within the actual charging case. So basically these are designed exactly like the AirPods. The only difference is how much they're going to cost you. So the Apple, let's see, Apple, if you go to Apple's website, you can clearly see that Apple's, Apple's AirPods, let's see how much they are, because I forget how much they are. Where I gotta go? Music? Okay, so they have the AirPods Max, which are $550. Okay, we're not doing that. They've got the AirPods Pro, which is basically what these are designed to be more like. And these are $250 for the AirPod Pro, $250. And these are things you already pretty much know that they exist and whatnot. The AirPods Pro give you up to 4.5 hours of listening time. So basically what we're talking about is a maximum amount of usage time of about 5 hours. But they're saying 4.5 hours of listening time on a single charge, up to 5 hours with active noise cancellation and transparency off. So you have to obviously turn off features of it in order to get the maximum battery life. And then obviously there are the last ones. There are the original AirPods, but this is like the second generation. I believe that the third generation is coming out this year. And they're asking $199 for them with the wireless charging case. And they're also asking $159 for the Apple AirPods with the regular charging case. Unfortunately, the Apple AirPower Matte never became a reality. So just being able to take your phone and take your earpods or AirPods and lay them on the mat and let them charge automatically, that never became a reality, which is actually very disappointing. Of course, there are other wireless charging solutions that exist. For example, a regular Qi charger with most of these desks that have wireless charging pads built in will charge these things no problem. So those are the AirPods. But now we return to the CHOETECHs. These are $30, and they're giving you the same amount of time, roughly 5 hours. So first of all, let me just give you my opinion, number one. So as you can see, these are the CHOETECHs right there. As soon as you open the case, the earpods are activated. On my screen, on my phone, I can see BH-T01s are connected. If I were to close it, they can be deactivated within your software. These come with a USB-C charging port. So if you're a person who has like a non-iPhone, like you got a Galaxy phone that has a USB-C charging port, or you have an Apple MacBook Pro or something that uses USB-C, you'll already have a USB-C cable with you. Personally, I am slowly shifting towards USB-C on certain things, but because my iPhone is a Lightning cable and they're not going to change to USB-C anytime soon, simply because Lightning brings in so much revenue, chances are I'll be always carrying some type of USB-C port, which brings me to this. A while ago, CHOETECH sent me a sample of their 100-watt GAN charger. And I've been using it for a while. In fact, I've been using it basically every single day to fast charge my iPhone 12 Pro Max. I believe I was also using it on my iPhone 11 Pro Max, if that's what they called it back then. I can't even remember. But this has been a very good charger. I've never had any problems with it. As you can see, it uses dual USB ports for USB-C And I have two cables plugged into it. One of them is USB-C to lightning cable that I got off of eBay. And the other one is a CHOETECH, another CHOETECH product, a CHOETECH branded USB-C cable. So this product is just another one that I received in the mail because my friends at CHOETECH gave me also a USB-C port replicator, which I'm going to review with my Alienware gaming laptop. And obviously they gave me these headphones, the BH-T01s. This comes with a mini USB-C charging cable, a very small one. It's like a no-frills USB-C charging cable. And this can come in handy if you have any devices that you'd like to keep a USB-C cable around for. And they also came with a few replacement ear pads. So they have small, medium, and large. As soon as I got this out of the package, I immediately switched from small to large because I have large ears and I don't like anything being able to fall out of my ears, which is exactly the reason why I've never actually used the Apple EarPods. The problem that I always had with the Apple EarPods is because of the shape of these things, I've never been able to get the appropriate fit out of these. So basically, I keep these around just in case I ever am sitting around at home and I need to plug up my phone and use the mic. But I don't use these ever in the street, and I certainly wouldn't use these in the gym. Despite the fact that they're a nice set of headphones, I don't bother using them. Now, because of the fact that I refuse to pay Apple's prices, I went out and bought a pair of Jib Pluses, Jib Plus, and these came from CVS. I've been basically evaluating these. I got these for about $25, and bass response is pretty good on them. They will give you a charge that will last for continuous use up to about 6 hours on their battery. And unlike both the CHOETECH and the Apple AirPods, these actually have volume up and volume down built in. These were $25. These have a regular around the neck strap, and they have a small weight in order to help keep them centered on the neck. So they have a weight there, and then they have a weight here, and while you're moving around, that helps them keep centered on the neck. So these were the Jib Pluses, and these were just $25 at CVS. Skull Candy, that's the company that makes them, Jib Plus Skull Candies. I actually really like these headphones because they're very small, they're very unobtrusive if you're using a treadmill, but I do have a problem with them. When you're on the weight bench and you're doing Olympic weight benching, the problem that I have is that the wire can sometimes start dragging off the back of your head while you're laying prone. And because the wire starts pulling backwards, a lot of times they'll fall out. Now, sometimes when you have your mask on at the gym, you can use the mask ear loop in order to help secure them around the head. But the problem is that doesn't always work perfectly. And just having a wire at all gets in the way. I always kind of wanted a set of these, but I was never going to pay Apple their money. I was never going to pay $200 for a pair of headphones, especially with the possibility of losing them. And I think it's also important to note that when the Apple AirPod first came out, everybody derided them and said, oh, well, what if I lose it? And if I lose it, it's like, that's $100 down the drain and everything. And then it's really funny because Apple was the first company to bring out this design, and then suddenly everybody copied the AirPod design. So now Galaxy Samsung has their Galaxy Buds, whatever they call them, it really doesn't matter. And everybody else has theirs. JVC makes them. Then if you go to the drugstores, you see really cheap versions for $20. Everybody has a pair. So, basically, as you can see, build quality is white and it's minimalistic, which is exactly what Apple has always built. So CHOETECH's designers for these AirPods, these are basically designed in the exact same vein as the AirPod Pro. And that's actually the reason why I actually like this. It's because the AirPod Pro is $250 for roughly the exact same performance and product. The only difference is how they link up to your iPhone or your iPad. These, obviously, these use USB-C. You plug them in, they reach a full charge very quickly. But the downside is it's the case that reaches a charge quickly, and then these are charging along with the case. As you start to use these, if you run low on battery, you have to take them out, obviously, put them in the case, and you have to recharge them. For some people, that's not a problem. Most people usually would not be using headphones for more than a few hours at a time. And putting them away effectively charges them, which is really a good thing. So the same exact feel, fit, and finish of the Apple product is pretty much existing right here. This has a magnetic holder for these, so when you put them in there, if you turn it upside down, they won't fall out. The case snaps shut almost the exact same way. And I'm pretty sure these are licensed. So because these are licensed, Apple can't sue them and say, hey, you're ripping off our iPod Pros and you're doing a better job of it for less money, for a lot less money. I mean, these things are $30 instead of $250. I was never going to pay that kind of money. Like, here I am. I'm willing to spend $1,600 for a phone, and I'm willing to spend, what, $400 or whatever it is for Apple Watch. But there's no way in hell I was ever going to pay Apple $250 for the AirPod Pros. Now, I always liked the design because they're earbuds rather than being these flat designs like this. I never liked this. But I do like the fact that these designs are the way that they are. Now, what I can say is I listened to some music using these, and they sound really good. I was listening to a couple of bass-heavy beats on YouTube, for instance, Skinny Pimp, Ride Out, and then I was also watching a couple of shows on HBO Max, Babylon 5. They are exactly what you expect. I mean, the sound quality isn't like groundbreaking, or the bass punch isn't extremely punchy, but the bass is there. It's a decent amount of bass. I can't demonstrate that for you here because not only can't I demonstrate it because of the form factor, but on top of that, I can't demonstrate it because of the copyright infringements that I would get. But what I can say is the bass is good. The sound quality is good. Sending and receiving a call sounds fine, sounds natural. And from what I heard, there was no feedback. Sometimes you have these cheap headphones and they give you feedback when you're, like, let's say you're trying to do a Zoom call. Sometimes people's headphones, they have this little feedback that sounds like a ringing. Yeah, well, I didn't experience that with these. So pairing them is very, very simple. All you do is you touch the on button at the very edge. At the circle is an on button. So all you got to do is touch that, and you hold it, and then that basically signals these things to do whatever they're going to do. And basically, you can turn them off by pushing and holding. But for the most part, they work as advertised, no issues. And it's as simple as you can possibly get. This is the left and this is the right. Now, Apple has a replacement program just in case you lose one. So, that's something worth considering. But with CHOETECH, just in case you're not losing these things, I mean, they're so cheap that it's easy to simply just replace them. So I'd have to say that thanks to the low price and the comparatively good performance, as you can see, these got 4.5 stars pretty much right here. I would have to say that out of 114 ratings, to get 4.5 stars is actually pretty good. So once again, I really like these. I'm glad that I got them because I was never going to spend the money to buy them. And CHOETECH, once again, has given me a really great product that I'm happy to share with you. And hopefully, if you're considering buying a pair of these things, especially if you're buying them for kids, hopefully you'll consider the low price of $30 instead of spending $250 for them. And if you have one child who demands Apple products, what I would do is I'd scratch that CHOETECH off there and I'd draw an Apple on there and say, listen, kid, when you get a job, that's when you get to tell me what I have to buy. So that's basically all I wanted to say. So thank you, CHOETECH. Thank you once again. I'm really loving and enjoying the products that you've sent me. And I really enjoy this 100-watt GAN charger. I really love that. And I'm really anxious to test out this port replicator on my laptop. So that's all I have to say. If you have any direct questions that you'd like to ask, please just ask them in the comment section and I'll get right back to you.